Well, hello, my name is Dr. Perry Meyer, and I am the medical director of the Meyer Institute, a center of excellence dedicated to the treatment of the diabetic foot. And today is April the 16th, and we have successfully finished our third week of running the wound practice under the cloud of COVID. And I have a few things to say about some of the good things that have come of these last 3 weeks and what we've discovered about ourselves and about what we've discovered about our patients and about how we deliver our healthcare. These are all pretty big deal. The shift in how we delivered the care was critical. The efficiency that we went about in doing it was really important. So that it was a little bit painful at the beginning, but now that we're into it and the discipline about putting the protocols in place, it's now becoming second nature, and that's helpful for us. It's certainly allowing us a little bit of comfort and decreasing our anxiety level with regards to, whether we'll be able to actually keep up and running and deliver the care that we think is needed. So which brings me around to some of the negative things I'm going to start out with. First of all, the one thing that we have found over these last few weeks, the initial scare that went into people really is lasting even out to this length. And they are really frightened, our patients, and frightened to the point where they would forego coming to the clinic for wound care when they have a wound that is limb-threatening one, or one that is always in evolution and needs to have management and debridement done on a regular basis in order to keep it under control. They went and they knew that they needed to come, but too frightened to leave the house, and so sat and went for, instead of 2-week interval, went to 4 weeks, and they came in under crisis. And that is not a good way to manage these wounds. So we're trying to educate our patients about the need to be seen and the lengths to which we have undergone here to transform the practices into as safe a place as can be expected here. I think we're doing some really good things with regards to that. And obviously we're learning all the time, all the updates that are coming from the ministry, the government, the OMA. These are all great things and one that guides us. But so the negative part of this is that patients didn't come because they were frightened, not because they didn't want to, but because they were frightened to leave the house. They knew of the importance, but stayed back. We need to be able to communicate now with our patients to ensure that they understand that it's safe to come here under certain guidelines, certain criteria. There is some triaging to be had, but by and large, they are certainly, it is a necessary appointment that they need to prioritize. Otherwise, they will end up, as many did, in the emergency departments of our hospitals that don't need those people there. So that's the negative thing, and that was really consumed us. We had probably a dozen patients over these past couple of weeks anyways, that presented like that, and that was something that we were really quite concerned about. On a positive note, however, the one thing that we did notice is that those people with, let's say, straight neuropathic wounds who were struggling to heal now are coming in, and particularly this week, now coming in, all of a sudden you see a 50, 60% drop in size and go, wow, what happened? Well, what happened is that they were forced to comply because of COVID. Who knew? In any case, that is a really good thing, and it certainly is good for us to see these patients heal. But for the patient, it solidifies the notion that, oh yeah, Meyer wasn't as crazy I thought he was when he was telling me all the time to get off my foot. So I'm just saying that that's a great thing. It's great for us to see it, but it's great for the patient to understand it and then enjoy the whole process of actually healing the wound and getting on with a normal sort of life, in this climate. if that's possible. But those are a negative, which is a big negative, but the positive is really good, and it's been a good thing to be able to communicate with our patients. PPE business still is ongoing. We're still above water, and we're still have hand sanitizer, Cavi wipes, Cavicide, and gloves and gowns. But we are now in the process of developing a PPE sort of database so that we can see the rate of consumption and sort of make some predictions about where we need to get moving forward. Other clinics should probably do this, but in this practice, we need to have some projections about that, and that's what we're working on. If there's anybody out there, any wound centers who may stumble across my ramblings, if you have ideas about how to manage that and maybe some tips about running your clinic under this COVID environment, I'd love to be able to try to collaborate on delivering the care better. We are just poised to launch our virtual care module, Medio, on our electronic medical records. That'll come on Monday, and we'll be able to do some protected video conferencing on the fly. I don't know how well it will work, but it's been used all across Canada. It's quite good. So we're going to launch that. But we've also been ramping up our virtual care with FaceTiming or whatever you want. So that kind of a platform, that works too. So we're working on that. There are some really great things that have come out of Hamilton Health Sciences. I got to admit, my wife, Dr. Karen Chung, she works there. She's a pediatric intensivist. She's under a lot of heat there, trying to keep those sick children as healthy as they can be under these circumstances. Very trying. But there are some really great things that she has brought home, and that HHS has published themselves. The two things that I really liked, and I thought it was super important, is a start of the day resilience checklist. It looks like this, and it's got some sort of exercises, mental exercises, affirmation exercises to focus on your feelings, about positivity, and about what we are grateful for. Because during these times, it can be very negative, and it's demoralizing, and it's depressing. So this is a good opportunity to review that at the beginning of the day, and at the end of the day, they have a end of the day resilience checklist, and it goes through some similar things, and to be able to understand how to receive gratitude and compliments or praise where we may have brushed it off before, to take it in as a nourishing activity, to replenish our batteries so that we can, carry on and do this stuff for many more months to come. Those are two really great things. I'm wondering, on the final note, about the PPEs. Those surgical masks, so you can't wear those things all day long. You just can't, because the fibers on the inside, they start to lift away. They're not too much, but if you got them on your ears, they start tickling your nose, and that's the thing you're not supposed to. You got to scratch it. What are you supposed to do? How do you do that? Do you get a stick? You're not supposed to. You can't touch it. It defeats the whole purpose. Therefore, I am trying to find an N95-like thing with a smooth inside that doesn't come off on your nose and make it itchy and want you to, do that. Don't do that. My name is Dr. Perry Meyer, and I am the medical director of the Meyer Institute, a center of excellence dedicated to the treatment of the diabetic foot, saying thank you for all of your encouragement and your support. We are just getting started to try to do better work as time comes forward, and to be able to share it with you.